Hello.
Good morning, everyone. So many homies here this morning. Look at all of you. Look at all your beautiful faces. Good morning, Funky
Blessings.
Luna. Blessings to you. Yes. Good morning, Bunny. Good morning, Joker. Good morning, Shark. Good morning, Maud. Thank you for Roxo. Good morning, Azazel. There's so many homies here this morning. I love to see all of you. I hope everyone's having a lovely, beautiful Sunday morning.
This is good news.
Thank you for the bees. I need to make it so that, like, the bee emote goes when that plays. I need to add that.
What do you mean?
I want to add so that the little Roxo bees show up when someone is bees. When someone says they could be bees.
Like in chat?
Yeah. It's easy enough to do. I just keep forgetting that I wanted to do it.
Just like how you want to update the,
I did do that. I did update my thing.
What thing?
The thing that you said like you keep forgetting to do. I did it. Day's been fine, but you are deading? Do you mean dreading? Possibly having to wake up a bit before 4 a.m.? Ugh. 55 stream streak from Bunny.
Surgeon Limited? I don't believe that man's ever been to medical school.
It's true. Oh, I need to get my my ice pack also. I need to get my my daily ice pack from JJ.
Hi, Joker. Why should I play Valorant? Thank you for the hydrate, Luna.
Thank you for lurking,
All right.
Mod.
Trial time?
Trial time.
The trial that keeps getting interrupted.
I got ghosty.
Joker, what is this? You're putting it in every single place that you can find. Damn, what voice did I give him? Very impressive, Mr. Wright. I have nothing to say. I expected nothing less. We've only just begun. I was hoping you could tell me a bit more about what happened, actually. I did not think you would believe me if I told you. Better that you discover the truth for yourself. I was thinking of you, you know. I think we need less thinking and more talking. That night in the hospital, what really happened?
Hi, boy.
Hey, Void. Ah, the way your eyes gleam, Mr. Wright. You'll scare Trushi. Speaking of which, where is she? You have seen the problem yourself, the letter. The one shot in the forehead one, right? Yes, and the reason he speaks of. I could not deny my mentor's wishes, even at my own death. Why not? Literally, you don't have to kill someone.
It's so easy to not kill people. I've gone my whole life without doing it.
This is something I will not say, for now at least. You know, accidents happen. This is, we're talking about, like, he wanted me to shoot him. That's not an accident.
Why did my head pat not work? Come on, head pat.
You know, someone gets into a terrible car accident or whatever. You know, accidents happen. This is no accident.
This didn't have to happen.
This is something I will not say, for now at least.
Besides that one time you've been pretty good yourself? Besides what one time?
So hi Shark. Hi Mod. Hi Luna.
Not
Hi Azazel. Hi Bunny. Hi Joker. I have done many things in my life, some well, some poorly. But this is a cross we must bear alone unto our graves. We? You wanted to know about the night of the incident? Finally, this guy sure likes to take his time getting to the important stuff. Of course, I've had no intention of shooting my mentor. I snuck into his room that night at the appointed time and found there upon his bedside table 2 pistols. 2? Well, that's new evidence. Two? Yes, the one I had used on stage. And the one that had been used by my partner, Valent. Oh, for the Zack and Valent quick draw thing? My mentor, the look of one sleeping. I stood by his bedside, hearing only the light sound of his breathing. Then I took the pistol into my hand. I cannot deny that my resolve faltered then, for a moment. You faltered? You mean you thought about shooting him? Recall there was a reason I could not refuse his request. His last or such request, though not his first. So there were other requests you couldn't refuse before? To be honest, I've not always been steadfast, and I fear I've brought pain upon Trushi. Was Magnifi coercing his disciple somehow? Just what was going on in Troop Grammary?
some weird shit, it sounds like.
Yet, in the end, I did not shoot him. Instead, I turned and shot the clown. I took the pistol I had fired and placed it in my pocket. In your pocket? I believe if you've examined the bullet in the clown's head, you will find it to be different than the one in my mentor. What were those called? Rifling marks. Yes, well, that is all I have to tell you concerning the case. Concerning the case? You mean there's something else you can tell me? You are a fascinating man, Mr. Wright. Thanks? Yes, there is something. My mentor, his eyes opened. What? Magnifi Grammary? The old devil, he was not asleep, you see. Of course, the gunshot would have woken him anyway.
Magician never reveals his secrets. Apparently he's revealing that he shot the clown and not Magnifi, but I don't know if that's a secret.
I mean, we already figured that out. And there we had our last discussion as mentor and pupil. It was not a long discussion, maybe 5-10 minutes or so. What did you talk about? Ha ha, Mr. Wright. Did I not just tell you? It does not concern this case. Zack Grammary. He seems pretty steadfast to me. Or maybe just stubborn. Mr. Wright, your presence is requested in the courtroom. Once again, I'm in your hands. Right. Let's get back in there. Court is now back in session.
During a recess, a bullet was found in and dug out from the clown's head.
Well, this is news. And the rifling marks?
There wasn't time to do a detailed analysis. Though they did find the weapon type matches the murder weapon. The Werder weapon.
Well, that's not very conclusive, is it?
Which is why I'm about to call my very decisive witness.
Your decisive witness? How many times have I heard those words? Though they often turn out to be far less decisive than you think.
Oh, don't worry on my account. I'm quite confident this witness will do the job. After all, he is intimately acquainted with the players in our little production. Being the other half of Troop Grammary's famous duo, Zack and Valent.
Valent Grammary. So, we get to meet the great Magnify's other disciple.
You're so young.
7 years younger.
Perhaps we'll start by asking your name and occupation.
Valent Grammary, magician. And you're the decisive witness, are you? You can prove your fellow student, your partner's guilt? Fate, the grand illusion, filled with traps and tricks. Wait, the shooting took place in that hospital after 11 o'clock at night. If you're a witness, does that mean you were there that late? If one were to deduce this logically, the conclusion is yes.
Guess what? What? What, Joker?
Okay. I always get the characters, don't I? He's a character, alright.
I have an interesting fact for you. You see, several days before the crime, my witness received this. You got the Mr. Brush Guy haircut? No! Joker, no!
That looks very familiar. Wait. That's the same letter Zack Grammary received. Yes, or perhaps I should say, ta-da! Order, order, order. And what does it say? Surely not the same thing.
Perhaps you should see for yourself.
To my beloved student, Valent, I entrusted you the task of lowering my life's curtain. Come on the 13th, 11:20 p.m. What,
The other one said 11:05.
Uh-huh.
So.
Why, it's practically the same. The court accepts this into evidence. This is most unusual. Exactly what was going on with you folks? What exactly was your Troop Grammary up to? By which you mean? I'm just having trouble envisioning a man who would ask his students to kill him. Both of them, no less.
Just need to wear your glasses and carry a toothbrush everywhere? Oh, Joker. Oh, no. It's just my opinion, Herr Judge.
Doesn't have to be like this, Joker.
It doesn't have to be this way. But from these letters, I'd say he was coercing them, not asking them.
We walked the magician's path together, and in doing so, shared much of our lives. When people are so close, there is strain, a warping of relations, you might say. Yet this has nothing to do with the case at hand. By which you mean you're not going to tell us. Which makes me wonder even more about this reason they couldn't refuse.
This look will get you a baddie. I don't know about that, Joker. I don't know about that.
Yeah, a bad time. Well, let's get on with the testimony for starters. The defendant, Zack Grammary, stands accused. Tell us why. Oh, I'll do more than that. For where he walks, the red roses sing hymns to the miracle that is magic. I cursed.
He got Herman.
Fascinating. Though I hardly need to remind you that the evidence could just as clearly point to you as the suspect. Okay. Thank you for the curse package.
Thank you, Cursed.
The letter, the murder weapon, and now the 2 bullets found at the scene. In fact, the only difference seems to be the designated time. As every magician knows, timing is everything.
Yes. Yes, and now it's time to get this party fired up.
He didn't play the guitar.
For once.
That night, I visited the hospital room at the time Magnifi requested. The smell of gunpowder hung in the room, and my mentor had taken his final bow. I did not imagine my fellow student might have received the same instructions. Yet a deal with the dead is still a deal. Death's sweet kiss I gave to the clown. Then I informed the doctor and the police.
Hey, Cursed. I hope you're doing well.
I cursed. So you were the one who reported the crime. Indeed. I would think this fact alone would clear my name of suspicion. Dun 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 da-da-dun, da-da-dun. Self-report.
Hi, Squeebles.
Hi, Squeebles. Let's not jump to any conclusions. Are you a big fan of Ace Attorney, Squeebles? Yet, the cross-examination generally comes before the conclusions in this court. That's not how it's worked in my experience. Usually, they've already determined someone's guilty. But if your testimony proves to be true, then the defendant, Zach Gramarye, is guilty. And if it wasn't Zach Gramarye, then the killer was you, Valent. Okay. There could be a third person. There could be a third person. And no disappearing act will get you out of that. Okay. Which, according to the letter, was 11:20 p.m. Indeed. In magic, timing is everything. Right. Consider the illusion of teleportation. If I were to appear on stage before my stunt double has left, how would that look? Why, it would reveal the secrets of my magic.
Now that you've revealed the very secrets of your magic for all of us, let's move on. You went at the designated time, and what did you see?
Objection! That's smelling. You don't see the smell of gunpowder, you smell it. So, you weren't worried for your own safety at all? I mean, you smelled gunpowder, yes? What if the shooter was still nearby? I did not consider this, to be honest. It is forbidden for a magician to have a good imagination. What?
That seems counterintuitive, actually.
For a magician to have a good imagination?
That seems very counterintuitive.
Oh, really? Isn't magic all about illusions and imagination?
Exactly, Phoenix. Your legs hurt? Mine too, dude. Mine too.
How about this? You were the shooter, which is why you weren't afraid. That's some real guilty guy says what?
Guilty guy says
what? Now
what?
you are the one imagining. It is forbidden for a lawyer to have a good imagination. The witness will refrain from pausing so suspiciously before responding. My forbidden imagination is starting to imagine things.
So stupid.
Which brings us back to this reason neither of you could refuse. Oh, it does. And my partner, he did not refuse. But Magnifi wrote the same thing to you. Why could you refuse if Zach couldn't? Because I have a will of steel, of course.
Of course.
I also do this trick where I bend steel bars, so perhaps steel isn't all so strong. So which is it? Mind if I continue?
This fucking guy.
There were 2 bullet holes at the scene. One in the victim, one in the clown. You're saying the one who shot the clown was you?
Saying you're the clown?
No doubt my partner Zach has said much the same thing. Yeah, because whoever didn't shoot the clown committed murder. I'd better dig around here a bit more and see what I turn up. Mr. Valent, let me ask about something else concerning the crime scene. Namely, how many pistols were there when you entered the room? By which you mean what, precisely? 2 pistols were used in the Zach and Valent quick-draw shoot-'em, correct? 1 for each of you. You were well informed, yet. Only one of my old friends sat in the hospital room that night. What did Zach tell me back in the lobby?
I see no problem with this statement. Only 1 pistol is visible in the photograph of the crime scene, after all.
So you picked up that pistol and fired it?
Indeed I did.
Alakazam! Alakazing! Alakaboom! Wow, they said that without any... Well, I guess the Alakazam thing isn't the actual part that Pokemon got sued over. I think it was the spoon thing. Never mind. Do you know about this?
No, but you bailed on it very fast.
Okay, so Pokemon, like, they got, like, into, like, legal trouble with a famous psychic who would bend spoons. Which is why there weren't Pokemon cards of Kadabra for a really long time, I think. Shark might be able to correct me.
Did the Matrix get sued over this?
I don't know.
Is the number of pistols really so important?
Do we even have second pistol as a piece of evidence? We don't have a second. The number of pistols is quite important, Your Honor.
Very well. Please add this detail to your testimony.
What can I do but obey? Only 1 pistol was in the hospital room that night. With it, I shot the clown. Okay, so maybe we are supposed to talk about the fact that the pistol only has 1 bullet? Then I informed the doctor and the police. So you informed the police. What did you do then? What do you suppose I did? Use my magic to levitate my mentor's corpse, perhaps? I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Now please answer the question and skip the sarcasm. After I made my report, I called the doctor and we returned to the room. While we waited for the police to arrive, we discussed stomach medicine.
We've confirmed this with the doctor. It all checks out. He praised Mr. Valent's knowledge of stomach medicine, in fact.
UFO.
Ooh.
It is an honor I do not deserve, but I accept. Both of Magnify's students received the same letter. Both admit to having gone to the hospital that night. 2 bullets were fired, and one of them killed Magnify. Time to find the cracks in his testimony.
Oh, of course it was Uri Geller.
Who?
The guy who sued Pokemon. Thank you, Joker, for the hydrate and head pat.
He's the spoon guy.
Yeah,
What do you
he's
mean?
like the most litigious magician of all time. He's famous not only for bending spoons, but also for suing people.
I wonder if he sued the Matrix, like you said.
I don't
He
know.
he wouldn't have had any reason to sue Ace Attorney. It's the spoon thing.
No, he sued like a watch company. He sued like the British broadcasters or something, the BBC or something like that. He sued everybody. This guy is like his only magic trick is suing. Anyway,
Abracalame. So you took the only pistol there and fired it. That's correct. And that pistol was this one, which was left at the crime scene. Good show. I see you two are a magician of sorts. And you're an idiot of sorts. Do you have any idea what you just said?
I see fire in your eyes as you glare at the witness.
I lost Apollo Phoenix? This is 7 years ago. This is a trial that happened 7 years ago. And it concerns people who are involved in the trial that we're also doing in the present day. Hi, Toyo.
Hi, Toyo. I haven't seen you in a minute. How are you?
Welcome in.
So, how about heating up this trial a bit? The slow ballads bore me.
I've got a hunch. Maybe that's all that it is. Yeah, I should ask about something else. In order to shoot a pistol, you need a bullet. Where was the bullet? I entered the room and took the pistol in my hand. The bullet was already loaded, ready to fire at any time. A magician is always prepared, you see. Prepared for... One never knows when a miracle will be called for. Magician always has 7 doves in his pocket and a white rabbit up each sleeve.
Clearly, we're dealing with professionals here.
Your favorite car in NFS Underground? Oh, Toyota.
Is this bullet that was loaded into the pistol really so important?
Do you think the bullet, not the number of guns, but the bullet in the chamber is probably better? Right?
Maybe.
Yeah, let's say the number of bullets. Without a loaded bullet, we wouldn't have a murder. It's very important, Your Honor.
Very well. Please add this detail to your testimony.
What can I do but obey?
Objection!
Wait, really? That's not correct? How is that incorrect? The witness's statement is clearly faulty, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, but I can see nothing faulty. Unfortunately, I will have to penalize you, Mr. Wright.
But where did the bullet come from? Maybe I do need to say number of guns. If the pistol was already loaded, something doesn't make sense. Why weren't the victim's fingerprints on it? That isn't what doesn't make sense. You should know that we of the Troop Gramarye are capable of many things. One of these being levitation of iron balls without touching them.
There's no magic involved here. The shooter was just methodical, is all. He simply wiped everything off fingerprints.
Can't really do much with fingerprints that weren't there. Maybe I should ask about something else? Where exactly was the pistol when you entered the room? Top a small bedside table it was, as if to say, "Here I am, take me into your hand, pull my trigger, shoot him."
The victim clearly wanted to be shot.
But why?
Perhaps he wanted to go out with a bang. Yet we will never hear the truth from his lips, so all we can do is guess.
Is the location of the pistol all that important?
I mean, it's on his stomach, but like, who cares?
It's on the table.
That's the bedside table?
Yeah.
Let's say it's not important. Actually, let me ask about something else.
Very well. The witness may continue with the testimony.
What can I do but obey?
Don't you have people who can, like, talk to the dead? Sure do, but she's not here right now.
Yeah.
She's not here right now.
They also never use that ability to talk to the deceased in a crime. Like it never even happens to the extent of, like, I feel like they would do it at least once, and, like, the victim would be, like, not helpful. Like, obviously, the idea, like, the pushing daisies idea of, like, well, you ask these people how they were killed, and, like, you get to reap the rewards, but for a game where you solve mysteries, that's not very interesting. But you can talk to the dead. Shouldn't you, like, at least attempt it, and then have it be like, oh, the victim isn't very helpful, or, like, the victim isn't willing, or something.
Their back was turned. They didn't see what was going on.
Uh-huh. Or they did see what was going on, but they were misled. I don't know. Do we... I feel conflicted because I already feel like number of bullets is more important than number of pistols, because we only have one pistol.
True.
We don't have a second pistol. Alright. That night I visited... I want to check to make sure there's nothing else here that we could act upon. That night I visited the hospital room. At the time Magnifi requested. The smell of gunpowder hung in the room, and my mentor had taken his final bow. Our defendant says that he shot the gun. The fact that gunpowder's hanging in the room, I mean, that... Gunpowder can sit in a room for, like, 20 minutes, right? That's how long it is?
I don't know that.
I mean, realistically, if, like, you shot a gun in a room, it would be there for hours, right?
Sure, you'd be able to smell
would
it.
be there for hours. Did not imagine my fellow student might have received the same instructions. His letter doesn't say, like, I also did this. I also sent this to someone else. No. Only one pistol. I informed the doctor and the police. Okay, so let's go ahead and present the gun.
Objection!
I feel like the number of bullets should have... Whatever. I know... We should have had additional evidence for the secondary gun. Because number of bullets is also important.
Yeah.
How could the gun have been fired twice? According to the defendant, Zach Gramery, when he entered the room, there were 2 pistols on that table. 2? One of those pistols he used to shoot the clown in the forehead. Then he left with it in his pocket.
Of course that is what he would say.
But we already did an analysis of this. They already did an analysis of this gun. The barrel marks match the bullet found in the victim. If Zach took one of the 2 guns and Yellow Banana Suit guy shot the other one, shot the only remaining gun, that means he shot... Just let me switch fucking tabs. Magnifi. Shady shot the first gun. Magnifi was shot by Valiant. Oh, his name is Zach. Okay.
It's Zach, but
Shady
it's Zach is a stage name. Queen
Hi,
Kez! Hi! Hi, my queen.
Wow, Kez has the mod badge. Kez is in the mod Discord.
Mod founder. Look at her. She is a
It's
queen.
a badge from this year. It's a badge from this year.
She is a queen. Unlike the hapless clown, we must assume our defendant had some brains in his head.
Well, what about Mr. Valiant has told us? You see, there's something about his testimony that doesn't make sense. What might that be? I told you I took the pistol that was there and shot the clown. That's your story, at least. But the rifling marks tell a very different story, Mr. Valiant. Recall what Prosecutor Gavin told us. Go ahead.
Oh, we compared the bullet taken from the victim's skull with the bullet fired from this gun. The rifling marks on the bullets were a perfect match.
Ah. Mr. Valiant, if you fired this pistol, then you shot the victim in the forehead.
He was the gun the whole time. I never read that.
The gun was his doctor.
Well, this is all rather sudden.
The gun was his mother. The doctor was his mother. The gun was his mother.
The doctor was his mother's gun.
What have I done?
Prosecutor Gavin?
I owe the court an apology.
The rifling marks autopsy has been updated.
Sorry.
Sorry for what?
You see, I was unaware that 2 of these unique pistols were crafted. The analysis of the rifling marks only proved the type of gun that fired them.
Oh, boo fucking you. But that's not what you told us before. You said you verified the murder weapon.
Which is why I'm apologizing to you now, quite sincerely, I might add.
There could be a million of those guns. You cannot say you verified the weapon. Oh, I thought there was only one of them.
I was the bullet? She always finds a way to get into people's heads? Oh, Joker.
Joker just made a claim that you murder people. And you're like, hard eyes.
He made a claim that I get into people's heads. Chat, this is Riz right here. Would you hold me accountable for a mistake made in my youth of 2 minutes ago?
That was just this morning. Every picture of you is a picture of you when you were younger. Sorry, I have to ban someone.
Get banned, nerd. I am still young. And I might add, it wasn't really my fault.
Okay.
He is 17.
If you're too young that you're gonna make mistakes, maybe you shouldn't be practicing law.
You should not be practicing law at 17, no matter what.
What the fuck is up with Joker? Joker's like, hey JJ, you should play this game. JJ, you should play this game. JJ, you should play this game. Sunny, are you a bullet? Because you get in people's heads. What is this dichotomy?
Hi, Dran. How are you? If the defendant had only admitted he took 1 pistol from the scene of the crime, we would not be having this pleasant discussion now.
And Grammary?
Yes, Your Honor.
You were presented to this court as a decisive witness, but you've proven to be more divisive than decisive.
Thank you for Roxo.
Just confusing, what the fuck did Joker do? Joker's trying to raise up Sunny while simultaneously just throwing video games at my head.
You'll see in time. The testimony so far has been merely a review of the facts. The proof comes next. I did already try Fear and Hunger.
Okay, so if I try Fear and Hunger, you'll never suggest a game ever again.
Care to elaborate, Prosecutor Gavin?
When Mr. Valent entered the hospital room, the victim had already been shot. As his next testimony will prove, Herrite, the real fight is about to begin. 40
Bring it.
stream streak, let's go! Dranby streaking.
Very well. The witness will now testify to the court. Help us determine who shot what.
If you play
I
Fear
play Fear and Hunger, you'll suggest Fear and Hunger 2 Termina, so then I'm not going to play it. You've also basically just suggested that I play Fear and Hunger 2 Termina.
Oh my god, you
I
can't
arrived-
escape.
I arrived in the hospital room at the appointed time, which is to say 11:20 p.m. After discovering the body, I fulfilled my obligation, then called in the doctor. The doctor examined the body before the police arrived. He was quite clear about the time of death, 11:10 p.m., and the one in the room at that time was my partner, not me.
Those times are rather close, you have to admit. You're talking about an alibi established over a matter of minutes. To use a 10-minute discrepancy as the basis of your alibi...
It is easy to explain in this situation, Herr Judge. For example, take our debut hit single 13 Years Hard Time for Love. Cue to the song, press the play button, and it will play for 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Do it 100 times, the result is the same.
Your debut single was only 2 minutes and 15 seconds long? What a ripoff. Is that a short length for a song?
For like a pop song, that's about right.
Sounds pretty normal.
Magic is a world of utmost precision. Hocus pocus requires admirable focus. And in the time of death determined by the doctor, there is an incontrovertible proof. Truth. I can read.
Very well. The prosecution warns us that we're dealing with rather precise times, and we can expect the cross-examination to require the same level of precision.
I would hope the defense refrains from its customarily broad sweeping accusations, lest we blur the focus this case so clearly demands.
Point taken. Baseless remarks will result in a penalty. Carry on, Mr. Wright.
Carry on. Right.
Carry on.
I was thinking Carry On My Wayward Son.
Carry on my wayward son. That's correct.
Why would he have waited 5 minutes to kill him? Valent got there at 11:20 and then like immediately shot and told the doctor.
I don't know, working up the courage would be the excuse I would think of.
Are there any clocks in here? Any watches or whatever? It might be... he might have a watch on, but it's underneath the bed. Underneath the blanket. 11:20 p.m. Can you prove that's when you arrived? Alas, such a feat may be beyond even the great Valent, for there was no one in that room but Nagnafi, and he was departed after a fashion.
I have here the defendant, Zach Gramarie's sworn disposition. I snuck into his room that night at the appointed time.
Deposition.
That's what I said.
You said disposition.
Okay. It was 10 minutes before I left the room, and the victim was still alive.
The time indicated by this letter to Zach was 11:05 p.m.
Exactly. Which means the witness could not have entered that room before 11:15. Because his partner was still in the middle of his crime.
I see someone did their arithmetic homework.
You see, the defendant himself has corroborated the witness testimony.
Does that all make sense? Not a problem. See any problem with that testimony?
If you say so, let's continue, shall we?
Sometimes the most magical thing of all is the truth. I need to see that again. The thing from Zach. I have here defendant Zach Gramery's sworn deposition. I snuck into his room that night at the appointed time. It was 10 minutes before I left the room, and the victim was still alive. You know what's frustrating about this? Is they're like, oh, we have to take him at his word for 10 minutes, but we can't take him at his word that he was still alive.
Hey, JJ. Hey, JJ.
Yes?
Do you know that I love you?
I did know that, thank you. I love you too. $11:05 p.m. The 13th. The 13th, 11:20 p.m. Well, there's no dates on these or anything like that, so currently I don't have any reason to say that previous statement has any issues. Hey, Hex.
X-Men! What's up?
You walk in on a murder, and the first thing you do is shoot the clown? Disciple does what the disciple must. My mentor's request without reason had caused for me to surfeit a sorrow. For what will I, valiant, be now without him? May the soul of Magnifi the Great find greater peace above. This I muttered to myself as I pulled that lonely trigger.
In any case, I believe that this is nothing more than what we have already learned. I'm still waiting for one of those right moments, Herr Attorney.
May I remind you that baseless remarks will earn penalties. Proceed with that in mind.
Yes, Your Honor. What a pain this is turning out to be.
Just finished the first pass at your sound?
I can't wait to hear it. Did the doctor say anything concerning the cause of death? Why, yes, I believe he screamed, "My God, he's been shot in the head."
It doesn't take a doctor to notice that. I probably would have screamed the same thing.
Why is there no blood? Why is there no blood? Who gets
Just a
shot in the
giant hole
head
in the
and there's
head.
no blood?
And I would have penned the requiem that arose in my soul at that horrid sight. Coagulation.
Coagulation?
Immediately after being shot in the forehead?
I mean, okay, sure, let's say it coagulates. There's some blood. There's some blood. Whatever happened to good old-fashioned investigation?
In any case, I believe this is nothing more than what we've already learned. I'm still waiting for one of those right moments, Herr Attorney.
May I remind you that baseless remarks will earn penalties. Proceed with that in mind.
Yes, Your Honor. What a pain this is turning out to be. I don't think I'm stepping out on a limb to say I have some doubts about this. How could the doctor be so precise with the time?
We do usually only get an estimated time of death. True. I'm not sure I've heard of a verified time of death.
Magic revels in making the complex appear simple, but reality is the opposite.
You're building a shed? That's crazy. Have fun.
What appears complex in this case is a simple matter of subtraction.
Oh, thank you for the resub, Hex. Thank you.
Good luck with your shed.
Talking about magicians. Hey, JJ, you should try Helldivers.
Doesn't even make sense.
Are there magicians in Helldivers?
Not that I know of.
Then what are you talking about, Joker?
Helldivers is a game where you, like, shoot, like, giant aliens and bugs.
I see another person has done their arithmetic homework.
The point here is the IV the victim was taking. It's quite visible in the photograph of the scene.
But it's not in him.
Recall what we heard earlier about the victim Magnify Grammary schedule.
There are no magicians in Helldivers. You got me, but you should try it. Can we go back to the Dungeon Dice Monsters bit?
Every night at 11, Magnify took an IV drip for 30 minutes.
I can see the IV bag right there, yes.
Now look a little closer. Follow the tube down from the bag to the end.
Ah, the needle's been removed.
Doubtlessly it fell out when he was shot. What?
Huh?
Huh?
That's the fucking reason?
What? How? In what universe?
It fell out. It fell out. It's not like he spoke with Zach and then took it out.
It was taped on. IVs get taped on.
That would seem to be the case.
Speaking of magicians, you should try Enna Dream Barbecue. I don't know what that is. When the needle comes out, the IV no longer drips.
I got a bit distracted. Enna Dream Barbecue is in the Ace Attorney universe? What?
I don't think so.
Ah, you can just measure the remaining IV liquid.
Precisely. The IV liquid functions for our purposes as an hourglass of sorts. This is how the doctor determined the time of death. From the amount remaining in the bag, it was determined that the IV had stopped 10 minutes after administration began.
Who's to say that he actually started it at 11? He could have started it at 11:10. And then it went for 10 minutes and then was removed when removed when Banana Man shot him.
Thank you for Hydrate Grant.
And so it was when I, Valiant, entered that room. 10 minutes had passed since that horrible crime was committed. And this is proof.
Well, Mr. Wright?
Did that seem important?
I'd say that seemed
Well,
pretty fucking
seeing
important.
how it is the biggest clue we have to the time of death, I'd say it's very important.
Agreed. It would be hard to imagine a more precise way to determine the time. Behold the power of arithmetic. Very well. The witness will add this detail to his testimony.
Sometimes the most magical thing of all is the truth. "30 minutes required to administer full IV. From the amount remaining, IV stopped 10 minutes after administration began." Okay, Okay, Magnify's chart. Here we go. Malignant tumor in liver has progressed to final stage with no hope of recovery. Patient has 3 months to live. Patient has chronic diabetes, requires regular insulin. That's not what I was hoping for. I was hoping for like his nightly plan, his nightly
like his actual
thing.
chart.
Did you notice the IV yourself by any chance?
Hi,
When I
Scorpy.
first entered that room, the stench of gunpowder assailed me. Next, the mark of death upon my mentor's forehead. Then his left arm did I spy a rose drooping and wilted. Its thorn, the discarded IV needle.
Knocked from the vein by the force of the shot, luckily for you. If that IV had not been there, why, you might be a suspect.
Indubitably so. I might say it's thanks to my lucky color.
Your lucky color?
Indeed. Even today I wear it proudly upon my suspect self. For it always, without fail, brings me luck. Why, when Zack and Valiant won their first Magician's Grand Prix, yes, the very one held by the Association of International Magicians, I was adorned with this attire then too, and our trophy, a bust. Ah, what a day that was. This is one trip down memory lane no one needs. My lucky color, yes indeed, and that IV too. I say I think 'twas feud especially for me, Valiant.
That does seem to be the case indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, any thoughts on this testimony?
The IV isn't yellow,
Sure
though.
looks happy with himself. Okay, how about this lucky color testimony?
The IV's not yellow.
His lucky color is yellow?
He's
Did
he
he say
said
that?
he said he always wears his lucky color. He wore it when he won his fucking Magician's Grand Prix and shit. He always wears that.
It certainly sounds like your lucky colors brought you plenty of luck, but not this time. Mr. Valiant, your lucky colors betrayed you. I'm afraid you've lost me. Your Honor, the witness's testimony just now clearly contradicts the evidence.
What?
Wonder if he's a fan of lemons too? Mayhaps? Mayhaps a
Please
lucky
recall
lemon?
my warning at the beginning of this cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Baseless accusations will be duly penalized. I do hope this latest accusation is well based.
Don't worry, I've got all your bases right here.
Very well, let's hear the defense's claim. Where is your evidence that contradicts what Mr. Valiant has told us?
Crime scene photo?
Jaw.
The crime scene tells all, Your Honor.
The photo of the crime scene.
All this talk of color has me yearning for black and white, clear-cut simplicity. Tell us, Herr Wright, just where's the contradiction in this photo?
My pleasure, and I assure you, it's quite simple. But I can't promise anything in black and white.
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What in this photo contradicts the witness's testimony?
Valiant Grammary, let's get one thing straight about your lucky color. It's yellow, yes? Kind of takes the mystery out of it, but yes.
Something wrong with yellow, Mr. Wright?
Yes, there is. Decisively wrong, in fact. Take another look at the photo of the crime scene. Okay, I think I'm gonna get a penalty here, because I don't know what this has to do with... I don't know what this has to do with the case. Okay, he got the color wrong. Who cares? I think I'm gonna get a penalty here.
What's this?
Confusion, doubt. Tell us, what do your elderly eyes spy?
Even my elderly eyes can see a problem here, Mr. Valiant. Look at that IV bag.
What is this? What foul magic? It would be hard to call the IV liquid yellow, and I'm afraid no magic was involved in the taking of this photograph. No!
Oh my god, that's so many bunnies and birds!
Order, order, order! What does this mean?
This is some kind of mistake!
Yes, Prosecutor Gavin, your witness's mistake.
The greener they are, the harder they fall. I suppose there's no substitute for experience. Valiant Grammary, as you reminded us several times, your lucky color is yellow, but the IV is clearly not. Is it because the bag is blue? Is it because the bag is blue and blue and yellow makes green? Is that true for optical color mixing like that?
Mm.
Hello?
I said, I don't know.
I didn't hear any of you say anything.
Oh.
Thank you for getting your daily ice pack, Scorpy.
What'd he get?
He got Bunny.
Bunny!
Oh. This contradiction can mean only one thing.
And to think, you almost had me. I see your true colors now, Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright.
Something you would like to tell us, Prosecutor Gavin. As far as this court can tell, the witness's testimony does contradict the evidence.
Yes, a contradiction. One that I shall be pleased to hand right back to Mr. Wright.
How do you mean?
How? Because the witness has made no mistakes. I agree at a glance. The IV liquid does appear sort of greenish yellow.
Okay, dude, I have this up on 3 different monitors. That shit is green. It's not greenish yellow. That shit is green.
But I assure you the liquid itself is quite yellow.
Yellow liquid? How can you say that?
As far as I can tell from this photo...
As far as I can tell from this photo, it's green.
Oops. Yes, but what color is the IV bag itself?
The bag? You mean the plastic on the hook? It looks like it's a, I want to say, light blue.
Precisely. Figured it out yet? Put a yellow liquid in a blue bag and...
You get green.
This, incidentally, is the liquid's true color.
I see. Your explanation does have the ring of truth to it.
But how did he know?
Objection!
How did he know that it was yellow liquid? As I thought. There's no substitute for experience, Prosecutor Gavin.
What?
7-stream streak. Thank you for the 7-stream streak, Scorpy.
Scorpy be streaking.
You may tell a good tale, but you've just proven something rather grave. For you, that is.
Grave?
The liquid in the IV is yellow, yes? But how did this witness know that? It's quite unnatural when you think about it. You did think about it, didn't you? Because they said it stops dripping once it's removed from the body. So you can't even say it's like, it was like on the floor.
Irk.
Your Honor, the defense requests an explanation from the witness. At the scene of the crime, the IV liquid appears to be green. So let me ask, how did the witness know the IV liquid was actually yellow? Alakazam! What if
Alakazomg.
you brought the IV bag into the court?
The IV bag is our next witness.
Order, order, order. Mr. Wright, you will explain this at once. The witness clearly knew the color of the IV liquid, so I'm sure it means something, but what?
I can think of only one possibility, Your Honor. The witness, Valent Gramarye, has testified that the IV liquid was yellow because he's seen it before? Which of these three? He left the IV bag there, like he swapped them? What are we saying here?
I don't know. I feel like a couple of these are like he'd seen it before and he knew the colors are like the same thing to me.
Okay.
So
So
I
it's
don't.
definitely not it looked yellow. It's definitely not it looked yellow, right? Because we've already
yeah.
established that it's green. Is the picture color shifted? Joker, were you not paying attention? It's in a blue bag. It's in a blue bag, so blue plus yellow makes green. That's why we're saying, like...
The two, yeah, the other two seem the same to me, so I don't know what the difference between he'd seen it before and he knew the color are. Because those are like the same thing to me.
I don't know.
Technically, him knowing doesn't mean he saw it, he could have heard it. That's the main difference between the two options, is he heard about it. Oh, okay. So, maybe he heard about it, and that's why he knows it's different. Oh my god, full of odds.
So you think it's he knew the IV's color?
I think so. That's my thought, anyway.
From the facts before us, the answer is clear. The witness knew that the IV liquid was yellow. Why? Because he'd seen it before, but not inside the blue bag we see in the photo. He saw the liquid by itself in a clear, colorless bag.
I suppose he would have had to, but I'm still not clear as to what this means.
Most intense lemonade
yourself.
case ever.
Ask
Indeed.
yourself, why would he know if he didn't work at a hospital? That's where you'll find your meaning, Your Honor.
I'm afraid I find nothing. So what if he knew the IV liquid's color? Leave the getting excited over absolutely nothing to our teeny bopper fans, yeah?
The IV liquid is the only evidence proving the time of death. A 30-minute hourglass with 20 minutes worth of sand remaining. Your claim, Prosecutor Gavin.
I remember it well.
However, there is a critical difference between an hourglass and an IV bag.
Wait, I know. An hourglass uses sand, but an IV bag uses
Liquid. Oh, brother!
Good job,
Right,
Judge.
right.
Call the judge and get some fudge.
As much as it pains me to say this, Your Honor, no. Unlike the sands through an hourglass, IV liquid enters the patient's body, at which point, like magic, it disappears. However, what if the amount of IV liquid had increased? You couldn't tell, could you? After all, there's no way of knowing how much went in.
Like the days of our lives, an hourglass. Let me get this straight, Herr Wright. You're saying the witness watered down the victim's IV bag?
Not with water, but with IV liquid. That's how you knew the IV liquid was yellow. Now wait, I should wait. How might an amateur such as myself essay to perform such a task? With the insulin needle?
Aha! Yes!
I'm an amateur too, but I can pour water into a cup.
I'm afraid there's quite a big difference between a cup and an IV bag. Quite. Can you prove our witness is capable of such a feat?
He has a point, amateurs. I, at least, would have some difficulty pouring IV liquid into that bag.
You don't need to be an expert to see the look on the witness's face. He added liquid to that IV to throw off the time of death.
I tire of these fairy tales lacking evidence.
Well, Mr. Wright, any solid evidence to bring us back down to Earth?
Valiant Grammary, I'm afraid your magic won't serve you well in a life of crime. Might I ask what you're strongly suggesting? Magic relies on props, and props become evidence. Our witness was certainly able to increase the amount of IV liquid in the bag. All he had to do was work a little magic, and the prop was the small syringe. The insulin syringe.
Yeah.
It's not that I will be shocked.
A victim's syringe?
It's the perfect prop for the magically increasing IV trick, and easy enough for an amateur to use.
What kind of evidence is that? The syringe was clean, not a trace of liquid in it.
And don't you find that odd, Prosecutor Gavin?
What?
The victim had the syringe to administer his insulin shots. There should have been traces of insulin left inside. Well, Valiant Grammary, as you pointed out yourself, the IV liquid makes the perfect clock. One that you could manipulate at will.
Hot damn.
Kazag! I love those little bunnies.
They're so cute.
I do believe, well, with this being his first, that the burden of this trial has been a bit too much to bear for Prosecutor Gavin. I'm afraid that while there is a doubt as to the amount of IV liquid in that bag, the time of death cannot be proven, and that brings our trial to a close for today.
Maybe I can squeeze an extra day out of this. I can do a little much-needed investigation work.
I see there are no objections.
Holy shit, OBS.
Truly, there's no substitute for experience. Nothing blinds one to the truth so effectively. A word to the wise. Underestimate the young and they'll sweep your feet out from under you. In a way you never ever expected. You see, I know exactly what you're thinking.
What's he talking about?
You say the witness used the syringe to manipulate the level of the IV liquid, but there's no proof.
There's no proof he didn't do it either.
Yes, quite true.
Huh? He's admitting it?
Nor was the witness quite as decisive as I'd hoped. This I admit. After all, why linger on the past when the future holds so much?
You have something in mind, Prosecutor Gavin.
Proof, Herr Judge. I have another way to prove my case. With evidence, no less.
What's this?
This is the victim, Magnifique Grammary's diary.
Diary.
After going to the hospital, Magnifique began writing his memoir, it seems. The story of his birth, his startling debut, and of meeting his disciples. It seems he intended for the last chapter to end quite appropriately with his death.
Wait, that book doesn't say what the reason was, does it? The reason why his disciples couldn't refuse his last request?
Sadly, it does not. What's important here is on the last page. Apparently the victim wrote in his journal that night. Even after the IV had begun at 11 p.m. Let's read it, shall we?
This does appear to have been written just before his death.
Tonight's IV is in, maybe the last. I leave the rest to them, the first should come. This journal may end here, or it may go on, but not long. That depends on his hand. All that is left to mine is to lay down this pen.
The court accepts this into evidence.
Read the very last part with particular care. This journal may end here, or it may go on, but not long. That depends on his hand. Of course, by his, he refers to our defendant, Zach Grammary.
That would make sense, yes. He was the first scheduled visitor after all.
But look at what he said before that.
See no future, thank you for getting your daily ice pack.
What'd you get?
The angel.
Ooh, pretty. This journal may end here, or it may go on. It
I mean,
may
it's technically
go
a nun.
on.
It's technically a nun, but the body has like angel wings, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Technically, Nunya. Magnifi Grammary intended to write again. That is, if Zach Grammary didn't pull the trigger.
Thank you for the head pat, Joker.
I see the defense understands the meaning of this. The victim's diary does not go on, it ends. Because Magnifi's life was brought to an end by the defendant, Zach Grammary. What's with the page torn out?
So, I mean, we know that the page that we have is forged evidence, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Uh-huh. I guess you can't hear me when I don't enunciate. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I need to over-enunciate.
Are you certain that Magnifi Grammary wrote this?
There's no mistaking his handwriting.
Well, this does seem to be significant. According to this, Magnifi did intend to continue his diary. Yet, if his diary ended here, which plainly it did,
Then the one who pulled the trigger was the first visitor, Zach Grammary. Well, how do you like me now, Hairwright?
Oh.
That completely cut out. Still too green for your tastes, hmm?
He's right about the diary being pretty clear. Still, I find it hard to believe that he'd overlook such an obvious problem with his precious evidence.
well, Mr. Wright, the witness's testimony we heard was lacking. But put together with this evidence, it seems quite sufficient for a case.
If the diary is accepted like this, the trial's over. Maybe it's time for me to show them something. Literally, what? Why is there an option to do this? What happens if we don't show the evidence? I feel like we do show the evidence because that's what happened.
Mm-hmm. We gotta.
I want to see what happens if we. I want to see what happens if we say no need. I don't like anything about the situation, but the judge is already getting twitchy with his gavel. So I'd better show them something quick, or else. Didn't I click
Yeah,
no
so
need?
it's railroading you.
No, but I'm saying, didn't I click no need?
Yeah,
Yeah, I clicked the lower option. I
it's
clicked
railroading
no need.
you.
I want to show that we had no option. I want to confirm that.
What? You have some evidence that overturns this diary?
It's not too late to rethink this and avoid more embarrassment.
Very well. Please show us your evidence, Mr. Wright.
Incidentally, don't even think of showing us this diary I've just shown the court. Now that we've come this far, I hope you have something a little more decisive.
They should have just said, like, I have evidence to show, and then,
Yeah.
like, it shows off the page.
Uh-huh.
Why bother giving a choice there?
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine that we don't have a choice, but, like, why present it as if we did have a choice?
Yeah. I hate that about the Pokemon games, too, honestly.
Decisive evidence proving that the diary didn't end with this page is, I guess I'll just do the notebook page to avoid messing anything up. First, take a close look at this diary. Note that a page has clearly been ripped out.
What's this? I hadn't noticed that at all.
Really?
That's why we're still here talking about this. As it just so happens, I have here what I believe to be the missing page. I don't believe it. Looking at this page, it's hard to imagine that the first visitor that night shot Magnifi Grammary. That's the defense's position.
Wait, let me see that.
So how do they figure out that it's forged?
What in the Sam Hill? Why, this is the continuation of the victim's diary.
Note the torn edge of the page. It's a perfect match with the torn remains of the last page of Magnifi's diary. Quite remarkable.
Would you care to explain what all of this means, Herr Attorney?
The diary continued after his first visitor came, which means that the victim was still alive after Zach Grammary left, leaving no one to take his life but the second visitor. Valent Grammary. No!
The handwriting, too, matches that on the other pages. This is without a doubt the genuine article. Order, order, order.
But wait, that's impossible. That old man couldn't have written that.
Finally. You just couldn't resist, could you, Herr Wright?
Resist what? Presenting solid evidence? Wait, did he forge? Who got the evidence forged? Was it him? We still don't know. We know that we got the evidence from Trucy. Trucy, in some way, got it from, what's her name? The, Misham. I don't remember what her first name is. Trucy.
Vera.
Vera Misham. Sorry, her name also is Truth. Vera Misham. She forged the evidence. Trucy handed us the evidence, but we don't know who requested the evidence be made. How is he so confident right now? Is he the one who requested the forged evidence?
Seems likely. Herr Judge.
Yes, Prosecutor Gavin?
Might I request we put a current cross-examination on hold?
Like, it seems like, yes, this evidence is decisive, but why the suspicion?
The prosecution would like to call a new witness.
But Prosecutor Gavin, this evidence overturns the current witnesses.
I ask only to put it on hold. Please, my new witness has a very, very important piece of testimony to give. 5 minutes, no more. I promise, Your Honor.
Well, if you put it that way, Mr. Wright, what's your take on this?
Well, Your Honor, judging from his enthusiasm, we'll have to hear this new testimony sooner or later anyway. Though it might as well be sooner.
Then, though this is highly, highly irregular, we will put the current cross-examination on hold. The witness may step down. Now, Prosecutor Gavin, please bring this surprise witness to the courtroom.
It must be his brother. His brother must be the one who forged the evidence, which is why Phoenix was so keen on him putting him away. I had a bad feeling just then. That ripped out page was too obvious. He must have known. And I should have known it was a bad sign all around. Who the fuck?
It's true.
Why does his hair look like that?
Holding trial with no audience is a first, even for me, Prosecutor Gavin.
I beg the court's understanding. But I had to make a judiciary deal with the witness to secure his testimony.
A judiciary deal? What, because he's like a Banksy, so no one can know who he is?
The details of his testimony may have some legal ramifications, shall we say. I thought it best to contain the information to this room. No, because he's gonna say he forged the evidence, and he doesn't want people to know he's a forger.
And you are the witness, I gather.
Yes. Yes, sir.
State your name and occupation for the record.
My name's Drew Misham. I'm a painter.
A painter? And you are somehow related to this case?
No, well, not per se.
I have one simple question for this witness. Mr. Misham, was it? Do you know what this is?
Oh, yeah. I know it well. How is that possible? Have you seen this diary page somewhere before? Oh, yeah. I mean, I made it. You... what? You made it? Yes, you might call it one of my works.
The prosecutor's office received a tip-off yesterday. Illegal evidence has been prepared for the trial of Zach Gramarye.
Illegal evidence?
I initiated an investigation and found this witness. A painter to the world at large, Drew Misham has another side, you might say.
Who tipped off? Who requested the evidence? Okay, so I'm not suspicious of Clavier anymore. I'm suspicious of probably his brother.
He is skilled in making perfect reproductions of certain things. Forgeries, in other words.
Forgeries?
Well, so are we to understand that this page here is...
A fake. Prepared by a certain defense attorney.
Objection! Hold it! I didn't prepare this evidence.
Ah, the attorney speaks. Something about this page, I presume. But what is he saying? It makes no sense. After all, it was you who presented this evidence to us, Phoenix Wright.
What the fuck? Are we not allowed to... Whatever. Whatever. So stupid. This is so dumb.
Witness, Mr. Misham, was it? Who requested this forgery? Who was your client?
That
Hi,
I
Corgi.
don't know. Hi, Corgi. What? Most of my clients prefer to remain anonymous, even to me. I make the items they want and receive my payment. That is the extent of my contact with them. Objection! I have no money! Your Honor,
Your
I'm
Honor,
famously broke.
I have no dollars.
But there's no proof this is a fake. It's a fake. Huh? To avoid just this sort of problem, I always put a special mark on my works. I can say without a doubt this is mine.
Mr. Wright, you have just presented illegal evidence to this court. My court.
Girl, I didn't know that.
It was careless of me. That's all I can say.
Here.
What's this?
I don't know. I just got it over there in the hall. They told me to give it to the old boy in the blue suit with the spiky hair. They said it was really important.
It was all a trap. A fatal trap.
Mr. Wright,
Yes?
do you have an explanation for yourself?
If I did, would the court hear it?
Probably not. Forging evidence is a serious crime, and presenting it in court a serious mistake. A fatal mistake for an attorney.
Fatal too, perhaps, for your client, I fear. Tell me what kind of defendant relies on forged evidence. The answer is quite clear. A guilty one.
Objection!
Your Honor, wait. I understand that presenting forged evidence in court is a serious crime, but you cannot hold my client responsible for actions I undertook as an individual. He also didn't give me the evidence. Whatever, this is so dumb.
I am sorry, Mr. Wright.
Your Honor?
Another close call, I dare say. If the prosecutor's office hadn't received that hot tip, everything would have gone the way you wanted it to, yeah? I even gave you a chance. Too bad you decided not to think before embarrassing yourself.
I see no need for further discussion on this matter. Special witness dismissed.
Mr. Attorney? Yes? Could I ask your name? Phoenix Wright. Mr. Wright, I have seen and studied many people, but none like you. I'll remember you, Mr. Wright. What the fuck? I would not have given that guy my name.
Why do you want to know?
Though I deeply regret having to declare a verdict in this way, this trial is over. You have the right to find a new attorney and make an appeal. However, this court must...
Ah, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Zack?
There is one thing I wish to make clear. Today, in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty. It is impossible.
I'm afraid the defendant is quite mistaken. I most certainly have the authority to declare a verdict on you.
Except, tell me, how do you plan on announcing your verdict when your defendant does not exist?
Doesn't exist? What are you talking about?
I am talking about this.
Holy shit.
Mr. Enigmar!
The defendant's escaped! Find him, quick!
Harpo, thank you for claiming your daily base pack.
What'd you get, Harpo?
Oh, you got Herman.
Herman!
He just fucking left.
He just disappeared, dude.
Bailiff, close all exits from the building. Whack his pee-pee. On the double, he must not be allowed to escape.
That day in that courtroom, a miracle occurred. The defendant, Shady Enigmar, aka Zach Grammary, did not just escape from court. He literally, unbelievably vanished. Right before the bailiff's eyes. No one ever saw him again. Not since that day.
Crazy.
This is the Grammary miracle.
It's definitely a crime,
No
Harpo.
verdict was declared. After all, the defendant didn't exist.
He can be declared guilty in absentia.
That's how it happened. Transparent static effect? Ignore that message? Okay.
Girl,
The
what?
trial of magician Zach Grammary vanished along with him for all eternity. They probably just copied and pasted the wrong message.
Yeah.
The mysteries that remained behind were all solved. However, but not until 7 years later. Okay, we're gonna continue. Do you want to take a quick break?
I need to take a little break.
Great. We'll pause it there and continue things.
BRB. Alrighty. What, Herman? What is it? You're so cute. What?
Okay, I was so confused. I was very confused why this said I was playing at like 9:48 p.m. or something like that. It's not. That's the minute. That was the minute.
Oh.
The minute hand. That trial 7 years ago was the beginning of it all. This I know beyond a doubt. Mysteries of the past work their magic on the present. But you'll soon be finding all this out for yourself. Which of Magnifi Gramarye's disciples pulled that trigger? Where did the vanishing defendant, Zach Gramarye, go? What dark truth lurks behind this forged diary page? Also, thank you for the 15 stream streak, Harpo.
Wow.
And what about the girl who was left behind?
Harpo doopy streaking.
The past left us these 4 keys to unlocking the truth. It's not all. There are 4 keys in the present as well. And when all the questions have found their answers, the final trial will begin. But first, you must chase the truth through then and now. Think of it as a game.
Oh. Whoa. Like a game like we're playing right now? That was crazy.
I, Phoenix Wright, will be your guide through this game. That terrible trial saw me present forged evidence. It ended half-finished when the defendant vanished. What became of me after that? As your investigation proceeds, the answer will become clear. Oh, and one more thing. There is something I must tell you. As Apollo Justice has his bracelet, so too do I have my own weapon of sorts. This gun! My Magatama. What does it do, you ask? That
Don't
I would have
ask.
you see for yourself. Well now, shall we begin? Use and to jump between the past and present. Let's begin 7 years ago, in the past. It is right after my last trial came to an abrupt end. Now that you know the game, let's play. The nightmare trial was over, and the new nightmare of figuring out what had happened had just begun. I wanted to wake up to walk away, but I figured I am the only one who could do this, probably.
Probably.
And besides, I had plenty of time, thanks to the Bar Association Review Board's decision. It's hard to work when your attorney's badge has been taken away. Did you know that I'm not an attorney?
Damn. So sad.
What strange sight doth mine eyes behold? Excuse me? 2 men on either side of a single transparent pane. Yet it seems fickle fate has switched sides, so to speak. The forger of fakes walks freely, while the innocent languishes within these plexiglass confines. There's been no proof that I forged anything, nor proof that I took the life of my dear mentor. Yet these chains cannot hold me for long. The stage awaits, and what, may I ask, awaits you? A little piano and a cold little hole in the wall. But since you are here, what shall we discuss? The shooting of Magnifi Gramarye, for one. Who pulled that trigger, Valent or his partner Zach? His partner vanished before the answer could be found. If I'm going to get any closer to the truth, this is the place to start. I have to hand it to my partner. He knows how to make an exit. That's talent. Yes, he made my attorney's badge disappear, and he never even touched it. glorious spotlight always leaves someone weeping in the shadows. Yet his very disappearance is itself a revelation.
Revealing what?
That Gramarye killed Magnifi. It's as good as a signed confession.
That's certainly been public opinion's take on it.
I grow tired of my cage, and the time of my release is near. I must go and prepare.
Planning on jumping back into the magic right away?
As long as an audience waits with bated breath, there will be Valiant. And also,
Yes?
now that my partner has disappeared, Magnifi's repertoire is mine.
Repertoire.
Valiant Gramarye has a repertoire. Now that my partner has disappeared, Magnifi's repertoire is mine. Valiant Gramarye has a tradition to uphold.
Is that true?
Seen in this light, the trial was quite good to me. Verdict or no.
Soda, thank you for getting your daily ice pack.
And you can't pay for that kind of publicity.
The suspicion on you hasn't lifted entirely, Valiant. After all, you received one of those letters too. You are just as obligated to follow Magnifi's instructions as your partner. You never redeemed your dailies here? What the heck?
Well, you can see it only started on the 8th. It started 4 days ago, so don't worry about it.
It's very new.
We're good, thank you. How are you, Soda?
So I was, but only Zach Gramarye followed them.
What'd you get, Shark?
Shark got Joker.
Nice.
Let us not speak any more of who shot what. Now that my partner has vanished, the question is moot.
I'm more interested in learning something else, actually.
What might that be?
I want to know what Magnifi had up his sleeve. How could he coerce you and your partner to kill him?
The trick up his sleeve? Perhaps you do not know.
Know what?
A great magician never reveals his secrets.
It's Cyclox! Or Psyche.
Cyclox.
I'm of the opinion that it's Psyche.
You stay up
Thank you
till
for the care package,
5
Shark.
a.m.? Oh my god.
For what purpose?
I would be dead.
I didn't think it would be that easy.
The audience must remain forever in the audience, bathing in the reflected glow of the spotlight.
My Magatama, one of my most prized possessions, which I got during a certain case.
Hydration. Posture.
It can show me the locks on
Thanks for
people's
taking care of me,
hearts.
Sharky.
And if I can unlock their hearts, they'll tell me their secrets. The Magatama starts it all, and the Magatama ends it.
Psychox? Soda might be onto something.
Whoa, it's in 3D! You wanted to pull an all-nighter for fun, but you think you're too old now?
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
I'm flying by the seat of my pants on this one. There must be a path leading from the evidence to the truth. And that's what I'm going to find. To ask someone to take a life, even one not long for this world, that's asking someone to commit murder.
Yes, our mentor was fond of dramatic moves and dramatic finales.
And he got his wish. His life was taken. What weakness could be so powerful as to coerce someone into committing murder? My guess, it was a matter of life or death.
Care to explain?
Your troupe lived in a world of showmanship. The flashier, the better. And flashy so often means danger, doesn't it?
Let us make this as painless as possible. If you approve of this danger, then show it.
How?
stage pistol? Right? Like, they're always shooting guns?
Maybe.
Take that!
Why, that's one of ours. Specially designed for your show, I gather. Bonjour.
Bonjour indeed.
A single bullet. One shot. What are you suggesting? We are magicians, Mr. Wright, not murderers. I'm not crying murder, Mr. Valent. I'm crying something far more tragic. An accident. Second Valent, quick draw, shoot him. How long has it been since those shots were last heard? Was the shoot 'em canceled because someone might get hurt? Of course. What other reason could there be? Well, it could have been canceled because someone had already been hurt. Fascinating, my Faustian forging friend. But tell me, what can you prove with a single pistol? Well, tell me what would have happened if there had been an accident. What if one of your bullets took a life on stage? The performance of magic is not concerned with what-ifs. It is concerned with precision. Precisely whom do you claim we shot? Looks like I've chosen the right path. Let's just hope he walks it with me. A life was sacrificed so that the show might go on. And this shows who it was. No clues here. Can we read this shit? Ripped out page. Now I see everything has been set up. Also, I would present forged evidence to the court. I don't know that we have someone who's dead, right?
Yeah, we might be missing some evidence.
This is not normal. This is not a normal way to do this. Clearly, he was not the one that was sacrificed, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we might need to do some more investigations elsewhere.
May not have enough evidence right now to pull this off. Maybe it's time to do a little more legwork. But can we leave here?
Because my gut reaction is, where's Trucy's mom? Did she die because of this shoot thing? That's my reaction.
Mr.
But we don't
Valent,
have anything to say that.
could you look at this for me, please? Yes, I accept your challenge. Well? Challenge? Huh? You want me to make it float, disappear, or shall I simply eat it? I didn't come here to play games, Mr. Valent, or watch you do tricks.
Eat the gun, but not in that way.
I don't know what evidence would be relevant to him then.
Yeah.
I think we just have to end the inquiry and
Go somewhere else.
not... We can't leave. We can't leave the room. We can leave the simulation.
What'd you get, Squiddy?
It was me.
Is you?
Didn't think I'd be back here for a while. I didn't want to have to remember that day.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
That guy exploded. When I first came here on that fateful morning, I still had my badge. But now... like an amputated limb, I can still feel it itching. Where do I start? I don't even have the authority to investigate. Hey, you there, sir! Down on the hands! Floor on your head! Now, now, now!
What the fuck?
What's the big deal? My ears! No unauthorized personnel aren't allowed in here. But that would mean all unauthorized personnel are allowed. Zwana! I just say it like it is, sir, and it's usually wrong. Thrown out of the precinct, lost my friends, my girl, and even my wallet. We've met before, haven't we? On a case 2 years ago? No recollection of that, sir. Huh? For me, working on a case is always in the present progressive tense, sir. There is no past, only now, sir. Okay, you're the bailiff, right? Yes, sir. Court bailiff Mike Meekins at your service, sir. I've asked to meet with the bailiff at this court who let the magician escape. Let me try to make this as absolutely clear as possible for you, sir. It was me, sir. But you were a regular police officer once, right? Sometimes bad things happen to good people, sir. Something tells me it's a long story.
This poor guy.
Let's not go there. So you were in charge of security at the time of the vanishing? I'm dying over here. This is what dying feels like.
Goodness
Give me a
gravy.
second.
If you say so, Luna.
Oh, it's a hard knock life, sir. For me. Thrown out of the precinct, lost my friends, my girl, and even my wallet. Guess I wasn't the only victim. I've seen this trope enough times to know that if someone acts cartoonishly silly and incompetent, they're actually revealed to be the most evil, psychotic, and intelligent mastermind ever. I think he's just that dumb.
This was not the case for him previously. But who knows?
The last time we met, you were a police officer, right? In fact, you're still wearing your uniform. Sir, I didn't wish to have to tell you this, but last year tragedy struck a rising star in the precinct. I lost my case files 4 times in 3 days. They fired me.
Yeah.
That takes real talent, actually. They don't know what they're missing. So here I am, sir, forced to start from square one, a lowly bailiff. But your uniform? I took it with me as a souvenir the day I was fired. We didn't want to draw new art. I guess. That can't be legal. So, you were the one who let the magician get away that day? I'm dying over here. A star rises among the court bailiffs, full of hope, then tragedy strikes. Is there anything you can tell me about it? About Zach Gramarye's disappearance? Oh, the humanity! That's enough of that.
I feel like that's illegal. You can't just wear a police officer's uniform. I think that's impersonating an officer.
It literally is a crime to impersonate a police officer.
Yeah.
Why, yes, I'd say it was around 2 o'clock p.m. when I heard the commotion in the court. I opened the door to see what might be amiss. The door slams open. Slam, and some guy's face is right in front of me. Face! So you saw someone suspicious coming your way. Yes, and I, being a bailiff of little standing, I gave chase. I chased that silk cat all the way down the hall, sir. I have a diagram of the court building here.
Yeah, they did update his art. That's crazy.
Aha! There's courtroom number 7. That's where I was, sir. All by myself. Nary a friend to call my own. Okay, and which way did Zach Gramarye run after bursting through the courtroom door? He went up like this, and around the corner like that. So I, with no delay, ran after him with no delay. When I turned the corner, I saw that magic man run into the defendant lobby. Swiftly I ran, following him. I threw myself boldly into the room. Why, I remember it like I was right there, because it was. Lobby number 2, sir. You ran into this room? I don't see any place to hide in here. Believe it or not, sir, I didn't believe it. Here, in this room, the magician, gone, vanished like a puff of smoke. Except there wasn't even any smoke. He was just gone. That's impossible. Yes, that word. How many times have I said that word? Even the sound, it causes me indescribable pain. I'm dying over here.
Bruh.
Okay, I won't say it again. I promise. But you have to admit, it's difficult to vanish into thin air. Did you search the lobby? I searched. Why the pause? There was nothing here at all, sir. That's right, nothing was here, sir. How can he talk so loud and still be hiding something? So Zach was in this room when he vanished. Absolutely, sir. I saw him with my own eyes. The red silk hat, that flowing cape, he ran right in here, right inside this room. Silk hat, cape? That's Zach, all right. But sir, look at the room.
Didn't
There's
have the
not a
white
single
flowers,
place
though.
to hide. Sir, there was nothing I could do, but nothing, sir. What about now? Have any ideas? Sir! Ideas about what exactly, sir, if you don't mind me asking? You've had quite a bit of time since then. Has nothing occurred to you at all? Do you have any idea what trick he might have used to disappear like that?
More locks.
Psyche locks. I should have known.
Sir, nothing ever occurs to me ever. So true.
Okay, Mr. Meekins. What do you know? Spit it out. Hey, who? What's with the atmosphere in here all of a sudden? You know something, and I'm going to find out what. Zach Gramarye vanished from this room. How'd he do it? How, sir? Well, I can't say as I, sir. Are you so nervous if you aren't hiding something? Well, sir, you see, at the time, sir, I was here and... Listen, it was impossible. What could such a little girl possibly do anyway? What did you just say? Yerk, sir, did I just say something, sir? No, you screamed it through that megaphone of yours. There was someone else in the room, wasn't there? Sir, I'm going to have to invoke my right to remain in the state of not talking. It's okay, Meekins. You don't have to tell me who Zach's accomplice was. I know who was in here in that room that day. You were in that room.
It's a little twosy.
Sir, I've never seen that girl until just the other day. Mr. Meekins, I'm not buying it. Sir, that day, she was here in the room, sir. But he wasn't. You mean you chased her into this room, not him? Sir, in my days as a police officer, I literally learned a thing or two. Okay, just one thing, but it was how not to mistake a girl for a 7-foot-tall magician. 7 feet? Zach isn't that tall, is he?
7 feet tall would be crazy.
He's like 5 inches shorter at least. He's like 6'7", not 7 feet.
Be crazy if he was 7 feet tall.
You have a point. I find it hard to imagine that anyone would mistake a little girl for Zach Gramarye. But you saw something, and therein lies the trick. I think you know what it was, Mr. Meekins. Tell me, does this trick look familiar?
Don't apologize, Luna. JJ did it on purpose.
Oh, we don't have a trick. So, Nothing looks familiar. I think Luna was apologizing to you.
It's fine. I'm over it.
I am fine as always. This old boy is here to help me after all. That's young man to you. Good morning. That's a cute outfit you have on.
Thanks, my first show's today after all.
2 weeks had passed since then. I called her into my office. Trucy, there's something we need to talk about. It's been 2 weeks since your father disappeared. We need to start thinking about your future. It's fine, I'm over it. Mika.
I remember that.
I, did some calling around. This is hard to say, but you have no living relatives. So, I was wondering if you wanted to stay with me for a while. Just until your daddy comes home. It won't be long. At least not 7 years. I hope. Of course, it's totally your choice. If you don't like it here, you can go wherever you'd like. I could look up some places you might like to stay at. This is so weird.
Mr. Attorney, Daddy told me about you. He said I could trust you.
Huh?
So if I stay here, does that mean you'll be my family?
Huh? I guess so. Getting weirder.
Mr. Attorney?
Actually, why don't you call me Nick? Or you can call me Daddy if you like.
Whoa,
Doesn't
that's
have to be
quick.
Today or anything.
That's quick, Phoenix.
Okay, say Daddy.
I definitely feel like in the course of raising a child for 7 years, the child might call you Dad.
Sure.
But like day one,
No.
you can call me your pretend I'm your dad.
Like, that's crazy.
Day one.
That's
Day
crazy.
one. That was quick. Yes? Like he didn't have to say. He did say you don't have to do it today. But like
Right off the bat to say you can call me daddy is crazy.
has to be a translation issue. Because like that makes no sense. Wouldn't it have made more sense for him to say you can pretend that I'm your dad. Pretend that I'm your dad, not call me dad.
Yeah,
Right?
or maybe there's some sort of like translation thing where it's a word where it's like you can call me like a family member, like a relation. Daddy is crazy.
If I move here, I have to switch schools, right? I was thinking, I haven't paid for lunches at my last school for a year. So, thanks, Daddy.
Ah.
Oh, in this office? It's a little blah. A little color goes a long way, you know.
Ah.
Oh, and Daddy, you got fired from work, right? Don't you worry one bit. I'll work twice as hard. We'll make it through this.
Trucy, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 8. So this feels like harassment. But don't let appearances deceive you.
I really don't want to get caught up on like the dad versus daddy like argument because I feel like that is a normal thing for children to like call their parental figures.
I just think it's weird that you meet this man. This is the second time you've ever met him, and he's like, call me daddy. And you're like, yeah, absolutely. That's what's happening.
Well, he said you can. He didn't say you can, but it's like, I feel like it's really quick to be like, you can call me the thing you were calling your father 5 seconds ago. Truly, it's just the timing.
I'm a young professional. Stick with me and you'll do just fine, Daddy.
Thanks. Why does it feel like she's already in charge?
So, Daddy, you got fired from being a lawyer, right?
You could at least kind of look aside or something when you say that. It's actually kind of hard for me. For Daddy.
I'm sorry, Daddy. Wait, is that foolish pride? My other daddy always used to talk about that.
Actually, that's pretty accurate.
So here's my idea. We'll make a new office. Law just seems so stiff, doesn't it? And no one will be my friend at school that way.
Well, that won't do, I guess. I just don't know much about anything other than law. Or even much about law, if you were to ask some people.
Maybe the problem is calling it an office. We should run an agency instead.
You mean like a talent agency? Forgive me for asking, but doesn't that require talent?
You've got me, don't you? I'm a professional. You've got me, don't you?
There you go. That's the way that should be said.
Daddy, your profession sucks. Can you change careers?
A professional?
Yep. After all, I am directly descended from the famous Zach Granery.
Directly descended. He's your father.
Oh, and now I'm directly descended from the famous Phoenix Wright, too.
That's not how that works. I think an 8-year-old just massaged my ego. You're not descended from Phoenix, you're just being raised by. Did you tell me a bit more about your daddy, Zach Gramery?
Daddy? Sure thing, Daddy.
Which daddy was that again?
Daddy's so amazing. The biggest star of Troop Gramery. And they're big.
The Gramerys, they were on television a lot. Haven't seen them on much recently, how to think of it.
Big magic happens when you put Zach and Valiant Gramery together, you know. Once they made a giant waterfall right there on stage.
P.S.
And this giant trout swam up the giant waterfall.
Let me guess, there was a giant fisherman waiting for him at the top?
I wish I could have seen more of Daddy's magic.
Shouldn't have brought it up so soon.
I wonder what'll happen to me with Daddy and Mommy both gone.
Mommy? Yeah, what about Mommy? I haven't heard anything about Trucy's mother.
But I have my magic and a great daddy, even if he is unemployed. You know, I think things are gonna be okay.
I wonder if she'll talk about her mother. So, Trucy, you're a professional?
Yeah. It's like that thing they say. Baby frogs go up to be frogs?
They say that?
Ooh.
I always thought it was funny, though.
What was?
Aren't baby frogs called tadpoles? Maybe they thought it would be easier to understand that way for kids. How stupid.
Right, so in conclusion, you're a professional magician, Trucy.
That's right. Well, want to see a trick?
You're going to do a magic trick? Please show me. Actually, I would like to see your trick. The future of the agency depends on it, after all.
That's the spirit.
Here, 8, stop acting like a middle-aged man. Indeed.
Here goes. Ta-da! Hey, folks, it's Mr. Hat. I gotta say, you're just good to be seen.
Yarg! Whoa, that was startling.
The amazing Mr. Hat. Isn't he great? Your friendly neighborhood Mr. Hat at your service.
He certainly makes an impression.
Doesn't he? I'm so glad you like him, Daddy.
My routines do get a bit heady at times. Huh? Get it? Heady?
My friendly neighborhood Mr. Hat nearly gave me a heart attack. Right, there we go. We can finish Meekins now. Could you tell me about your mommy, if it's okay?
Mommy was so pretty. She was like an angel up on stage.
On stage, you mean with your daddy?
Yep. She was always there with Zack and Valent, smiling. But then she went away.
Went away?
It was a grand illusion, but she made a mistake. She vanished, and I guess she didn't know how to get back.
Maybe so.
I cried then, a lot. That's when Daddy gave me this. Here.
This is your mother? She's beautiful.
Her name's Thalassa. Thalassa Grammary.
Poor girl. I didn't know her mommy had gone missing. And now her daddy's vanished too, right before her eyes.
Hey, Daddy. You won't...
Don't worry. I won't vanish, I promise.
Right. You can't even do magic. You're like a backup plan.
What?
Daddy always said to have a backup plan.
I guess all I rate as is a backup plan. Okay. So we can probably finish Meekins. I think that's probably enough for today. Sorry to ask you so much all at once like that.
It's okay. After all, we're family. I just hope you're ready. The Right Talent Agency opens tomorrow.
What? But are we representing anyone?
Me and you. That makes 2, Daddy.
I think you need more than that to make an agency. Besides, you may be a magician, but I'm no talent.
I'm sure there's something you're good at.
Well, when you put it that way.
You mean you don't have any tricks? No old standbys? This will not do.
Trucy, you've just met this man. She already trusts him with her whole life.
A boy should always have a trick or 2 in his back pocket.
Okay, I'll think of something.
That's the spirit. See you bright and early tomorrow, Daddy. Welcome to the team, Daddy-o.
The team, right.
Trucy was about to fire this man.
Sometimes when magicians vanish, they leave something behind. That's how Trucy became Trucy Wright, my daughter. To be honest, I was pretty lost those first few days. Thinking back on it, it was a pretty dark time in my life. But Trucy, Happy, smiling Trucy. She was my light. Is there gonna be like a check mark over this section now? Okay, great.
Look at that.
Now we can go to... We can finish Meekins, because we have both of the things for his Cyclock.
Meekins. Memekins.
Oh, okay, Mr. Meekins, what do you know? Spit it out. Hey! What's with the atmosphere in here all of a sudden? You know something, I'm going to find out what. Zach Gramarye vanished from this room. How'd he do it? Oh, sir, well, sir, I can't say, sir. Why are you so nervous if you aren't hiding something? Well, sir, you see, at the time, sir, I was here and... Listen, it was impossible. What could such a little girl possibly do anyway? What did you just say? Sir, did I just say something, sir? No, you screamed it through that megaphone of yours. There was someone else in the room, wasn't there? Sir, I'm going to have to invoke my right to remain in a state of not talking. It's okay, Meekins. You don't have to tell me who Zach's accomplice was. I knew who was here in this room that day. Sir, sir, I've never seen that girl until just the other day. Mr. Meekins, I'm not buying it. That day, she was here in the room, sir. But he wasn't. You mean you chased her into this room, not him? Sir, in my days as a police officer, literally days, I learned a thing or two. Okay, just one thing, but it was how not to mistake a girl for a 7-foot-tall magician. 7 feet? Zach isn't that tall, is he? You have a point. I find it hard to imagine that anyone would mistake a little girl for Zach Gramarye. But you saw something, and therein lies the trick. I think you know what it was, Mr. Meekins. Tell me, does this trick look familiar? What's that? That girl's favorite trick, the amazing Mr. Hat. She uses it in her show down at the Wonder Bar. Have you been to the Wonder Bar? So it wasn't a waking dream, was it, sir? Come again? That night on stage I saw a vision, except it wasn't a vision. It was a hat. An amazing Mr. Hat, he really exists.
What a nerd.
I remember it clearly, though the details are a little vague. Zach Gramarye exited the courtroom. I gave chase and cornered him in the corner room, sir. Or you don't even think you can escape Meekins. Down on your hands, floor in your head. Hello?
Something the matter, mister?
That is... Sir, I'm currently chasing the suspect, sir. Zach Gramarye, do you know him?
Oh, I love Zach Gramarye. His magic is the best. I'm his biggest fan.
I see. That's why you're wearing that costume. That's why you're wearing that costume you're wearing. Anyway, that very same Zach came into this room.
But no one's been in here except me.
But he has to be here somewhere. Under the sofa, in the trash can, behind the painting, under the rug. So, Trucy was his accomplice. Imagine my astonished surprise when 1 week later, I just happened to walk into a bar and see him. Mr. Hat. I couldn't believe my own eyes. For a while, I thought it had been a long dream. A dream that lasted a week? But it wasn't the magician who disappeared. It was Mr. Hat. Though it seems complex, what really happened that day was quite simple. You were standing by the door, and out came Zach. That wasn't all. Another person got into the act, and she was standing in front of lobby number 2, along with Mr. Hat. And that's the beauty of it, isn't it? So, while you were standing in shock and amazement, the magician rounds the corner and most likely runs through the closest door into lobby number 1. This is where you come in. You turn the corner in rather lukewarm pursuit, and at that very moment, Trucy runs into lobby number 2. Then all she has to do is tuck away the amazing Mr. Hat. Sir, I only lost sight of him for the briefest of moments. Then I saw that cape, Zach Grammary's red cape, fluttering like a cape. Astounding, sir. All my days of posing queries and making inquiries and chasing quarries wasted. It was as if I could see them melting away like an ice cream cone left by the side of the road to die. Or the scattered remains of a messily eaten chocolate parfait. Such sweet sorrows. I'm sorry, I had no idea how much you'd suffered on account of this case. It's an honor, sir. I've apologized to people many, many times, sometimes more than once. This is the first time anyone's ever apologized to me! Actually, about that girl. I'm sort of her guardian now. Is that so? Sir, you should know that I harbor no ill feelings whatsoever in my harbor. Okay. I let the defendant escape, that's the stone cold truth. Just another step on my way from singing the blues to wearing the blues. Someday, sir, I'll be standing side by side with the great detective Guamshu!
Guamshu?
Mr. Meekins, this is a free ticket to a show at the Wonder Bar. If you want. It's an honor, sir. Sir, I can't count the number of things I've had taken from me, sir. But no one's ever given me anything for free! Right, I'll see you in court next time, sir. I look forward to it. All eyes were on Zach Grammarly that day in court until his mysterious disappearance. Now part of the mystery has been revealed, but the magicians remained out of sight. It would be 7 years before I met him again. What? Oh, I unlocked something from the present. Got it.
Ah. Now the Borscht Bowl Club.
"7 years ago, Drew Studio. Whoa. I figured you'd come here sooner or later. I decided on sooner. Drew Misham, was it? I haven't done anything illegal. And I didn't come here to whine about past events. I wanted to ask you some questions. I suppose you have that right. That day, the entire court descended into chaos. Only you stood still, your eyes calmly watching. I admit, it made quite an impression on me. I'm used to finding myself in outrageous situations. Phoenix Wright, was it? I'll answer what I can. I'm not sure, but it feels like I'm being watched intensely. Ah, this is my daughter. Era, say hello. She's gone. Shall we begin then? Your work. Don't try to pretend you've forgotten. Sure, all you did was make a copy, but that copy might have destroyed the life of an innocent man. What? Okay. I was just like, well, I know I can probably present the thing that he made, but I think I probably presented that out of order. I'm responsible too, which is why I have to know. And you have to tell me. I knew it would be difficult to escape this. Then, let's talk. Judging from this place, you're a painter? Not, sadly, a profitable one. I've never sold a painting. It's a source of considerable embarrassment. I would be able to get by were it only me. Your daughter? Her mother grew weary of me and left. I don't want her to grow up needy, Mr. Wright. That is why I began my other occupation. Forgeries. Don't look at me with those eyes. I know what it is that I do. I make my 7-year-old daughter. Or how old is she? 12? You remember?
12. She'd be
She's
12 now.
I make my 12-year-old daughter commit crimes. More than half the paintings they bring me are stolen, and who knows what my copies are used for. But some of your works aren't paintings, correct? You may not believe me when I tell you this. That was my first work outside of painting. What? To think it would be used as evidence in a murder trial. I never even imagined the possibility. And why did you take the job? I was well paid. Very well paid. I think he feels worse about this than I do. The past is hard to escape. Honestly, the sooner I can put this behind me, the better. With apologies to you, of course. Sorry, but it's not going to be quite so easy. He's trying to forget what he made. Looks like I'll have to remind him. Well then, ready to tell me about this work you did? It was unlike anything I had attempted before. I guess it would be a little different from paintings. Understatement of the century? Oh wait, are the letters different? They're like, is it just like the way that the art is appearing? You see that in the picture? It's like blue and red. No, I think it's just my monitor.
Yeah, it doesn't look different to me.
Because if I zoom out on my monitor, it's like some of the letters are red, some of them are blue. But then if I zoom in, it's absolutely just all black. That's not what I mean. In all my previous work, it sufficed to create a copy. This wasn't a copy? The client gave me 2 things that day. First was a sample page as a reference. The second, a printed document I can only surmise was written by my client. So you used the real writing as a reference to reproduce what the client wrote? Yes, as I said, it was my first job of that nature. So, who was your client? As I said in court, I do not know. Really? Even for such a suspicious request? If it was me, I'd want to know as much as I could about the requester. I never met them. Not personally,
More locks. More locks.
Cyclops, it seems you're still hiding something. Something about this work. Let's hear it then. What are you hiding from me, Mr. Misham? I'm sorry, but I really don't know. I never met the client. True, when I asked the client's name, there were no Cyclops in sight. Regardless, you're hiding something. You have to be, otherwise it wouldn't make any sense. Are you doing this to me? Well, I've made my stand. No backing down now. So what's Mr. Misham hiding? The forger, the sample, the client.
The forger, right?
I can pretty much piece together what it is from what you said. What is it then? You told me what you knew about the client, and that I couldn't see any Cyclops. Psycholocks? Is that some sort of asylum security or a new hairstyle, perhaps? But then they did show up, didn't they? Who was your client? I said in court, I do not know. Really? Even for such a suspicious request? If it was me, I'd want to know as much as I could about the requester. I never met them. Not personally, Not personally. Those words triggered the Cyclops. Again with the psycho locks. I know. Now I really must know what they are.
So you didn't meet with the client, but someone else did. Maybe the real forger behind this evidence?
Perhaps I'm hung up on this lock business. But I'm afraid you've lost me.
Yeah, well, I didn't come here to talk about psyche locks. As long as I come to the right conclusion, it doesn't matter how I got there.
And your conclusion is?
The real forger behind this wasn't you, Mr. Misham.
Cock. I don't know what you're talking about. That's my work, I tell you. Made here in my studio. Who else could it have been but me?
That's the real question, isn't it? If the forger wasn't you, then I don't have many other people to choose from. The real forger at Drew's studio is... We know this, but how does Phoenix know this?
Guessing. The power of guessing.
He's guilty? Hi, Baker.
What's up, Baker? How
Hi,
you
Harvey
doing?
Baker. The real forger is your daughter, Vera Misham, isn't it?
Ridiculous. My daughter's only 12 years old, Mr. Wright. I've always been one for landscapes, not surrealism.
Nice comeback, but you're shaking in your boots. I've got you now. The only two people with access to this studio are you and your daughter. The psyche locks tell me you're not the forger, which makes your daughter the only possibility.
Ahem.
What do you say?
I feel very much like I'm on the verge of psycho lock myself.
Don't know how you knew, but you're right. The one who made this page was my daughter, Vera, not I. She's only 12. A genius, you might call her.
A precocious little girl outshining her father. There's been a lot of that going on around recently.
I let her play in the studio, and she watched me. She taught herself in that way. The drafting tools and analytical devices I bought when they became necessary.
Welcome from ad jail.
They're my little girl's playthings now.
Ah, do I detect a bit of fatherly pride? So Vera was the one who made this page. Would she know who the client was then?
Actually, the client came once.
What? What just happened? What just happened to my... That was so weird. One of my monitors, like, went partially black except for, like, a tiny little part of the screen.
What the heck?
Where it was, like, a part of a window, and I don't understand. Very strange. Very strange.
Here to the studio.
What? Why didn't you say so sooner?
But the face was covered and they did not want to talk to me.
So they talked to your daughter?
I will speak only with the artist, the client told me.
And that little girl is the key to our mystery client's true identity. Okay. What do I do now? Maybe I should talk to her father a little bit more. Is that supposed to be Japan on his head? Not on his head. On his, coat?
Where?
This yellow stain that I can't look at right now.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Dr. Vera. No, the top of Japan. You know, like, the Sinnoh region in Diamond and Pearl?
I don't think so, but... I'm not an expert in how Japan looks.
Yeah, that section right there. That looks like the top of to me that looks like the top of Japan.
Okay.
Look it up. Look up the Sinnoh region of Pokemon. That is the top of Japan. I wonder if these stains are truly random or if they're supposed to look like something.
Mr. Misham, I have a request. Let me guess, you'd like to speak with my daughter. Can I? My daughter's never been one to talk to strangers. She's quite shy. Extremely so, actually. With only one exception. Which was... Oddly enough, it was that client.
Hello? Hello? JJ? Hello? What happened? What happened? Where did JJ go? Hello? Oh no. Oh no. What the fuck? What the frunk? I don't know what's going on. Download more RAM? I don't know if that'll help, Baker. I don't know what's going on. Maybe if I, like, close Discord and reopen it? Maybe if I close Discord and reopen it, then maybe that'll fix things. Let me try that. Well, the call disconnected, so maybe try doing that again. Herm. Well, I'm gonna go to break and see what's going on over with JJ and see if we can figure this out. Be back as soon as we do. Let's see here. Need to go to switch. Turn that on. And then no audio from that, which is fun. Switch group is unlocked. Why isn't it appearing on my audio mixers? That's the problem.
You're clicking on a group. Click on that.
Video capture. Great. Why is there no audio for this group? That's super weird. Do you have any ideas?
This is your setup. I have no idea.
Okay. Hi, Timber. Technical difficulties. Nope. Oh, sorry. JJ was next to me. I was asking JJ if JJ had any ideas. Not, I wasn't asking you, but if you did have ideas, I'd take them. For sure. Just don't know why the source isn't showing up at all for audio. That doesn't make any sense. You were being silly. Thank you. I appreciate the sillies.
Is it not right there?
It's not game capture. It's the switch. It's the switch group. Because game capture is for Steam games. But the Switch group should be for the Switch. But it's not showing up on the audio mixer at all. And I don't know why. I don't know why it wouldn't show up. Show inactive sources. Maybe that'll help. It's inactive. It doesn't need to be active. That's fine. There you are. Why are you inactive? Why are you an inactive source? Why would it be an inactive source when I have audio output mode, capture audio? Okay, well, I guess we can just finish off without sound. Because we're gonna have to end anyway, because JJ's computer is not working. So, too many technical difficulties to count today. We'll just have to end without sound. And we'll just have to pick up next week, because there's too many technical difficulties happening. So, let's see, let's raid out to Void. Let's go ahead and raid over to Void, and just call it there. Alright. I hope everyone has a good rest of their day. I'm gonna try to stream tomorrow, so be there if you can. Otherwise, I'll see you later this week. Bye-bye!